Good morning from Gail's Garden Herbs and More, and it is herbs this morning. I'm still working at that. I'm out harvesting. I need to just take you along with me, so let's go back. Oregano. That's what I'm harvesting right now. And since I don't have a tripod anymore until I can get another one, I'll just kind of have to do this in sections. Maybe I can do it with one hand, but I usually hold on to it. Let's see. Boy, this is going to take me a while doing it this way, but you get an idea of what I'm doing. I'm going to clip this all down. This is from my old herb wheel that I moved and made into a horseshoe shape in the garden. This is the last plant in the herb wheel that I haven't dug out other than a weed. So I'm going to finish harvesting these, and then we'll go to the garden to finish harvesting whatever else we can find. Giving it a pretty good haircut. See down here? And then right there I'll finish cutting that. And then the chickens have free range in this area, so oregano is great for them if they want to eat it. I don't care. I think it's strong enough. They probably can't even dig it up now. I don't know, though. They're pretty destructive. You wouldn't believe how destructive chickens can be if they want. But I have some more that I took. I parted some roots from this and planted over in my garden. It'll have to grow back, but that's why I need to harvest this, so I'll have some for this year to make my Gail's all-purpose seasoning. So let me finish harvesting this. I'm out in the garden. There's some more chocolate mint. I'll harvest a little bit. I have to harvest before the bugs get it, because as soon as it starts warming up, I don't get any more mint. Really, a sprig here or there. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest that. I got this sweet potato planted, but I got another one. I've got to get my dirt prepared for another container. So anyway, there's not enough sweet potato leaves to harvest on that. That is spicy oregano down there, and I'm going to let it grow a little bit more. And I think that's some more spearmint there, but it doesn't look like it looks like I could use a little bit of a haircut, but it's not looking real great right there right now. Okay, in here are two bulbs that I planted. And someone, if you've been following along with my channel, we don't know what they are. My son brought them. Someone had given to him. They're bulbs from the mountains, and I guess they're supposed to even be medicinal, but I don't even know what they are. So I just thought it would be fun to plant them and see what they turn out to be. I was hoping they might even be tiger lilies, but they don't. What I call it are really turban lilies. They bloom in June, but that's not what they are. I can tell by the leaves that's not what they are. I'm really not sure what they are. So they're growing up bigger, but keep following along my channel. We'll eventually find out what they are, hopefully. Okay, back to this other pot. I'm going to go ahead and harvest the tops off this while I can. Actually, I've got quite a bit so far. I'm kind of surprised. They kind of curl around down there and stretch out, and you get more than you think you are. I can't believe, I wish I could share with you. I've got one of my little, I love wind chimes, and I've got that one right up above me. The rest of them I've got out in my raised beds that arch over them. I've got them hanging from that, and it's just lightly tinging, and it's just so pleasant, and it's early in the morning, probably around 8. It's not that early now. It's just so beautiful this morning. This is my really wild side. It's kind of all wild. There's so many weeds right now. I just can't get to it all, but do what I can. I don't usually harvest all of this at once because I like to do it a little at a time. I've got a bunch of this, whatever type of a sage that is. There's 2 bunches over there. I really gave that a wacko job. That sounds funny. But it smells heavenly. It smells so good. It must be another type of pineapple sage. I know it's not the one with the red blossoms. This one has blue blossoms. It's not regular cooking sage, but much like it. But it has almost a slight pineapple smell to it. But it's not, I don't know. That's what they told me. But maybe there's 2 pineapple sages. This isn't all that pretty, but it's just pretty out here. My chocolate vine is looking really nice over the gate. And my little mischief maker there Oh, if I told you all. The other day was almost funny because it was so crazy. Let me show you what he did. Okay, I've got this netting over this to keep the cats out of it, but he walks on top of the netting, and I've got little tiny flowers and stuff, herbs coming up. So I'm yelling, no, no, no. I grab him, I take him out of there, and then you never guess what he did. He came back around here. He climbed up here to the shade cloth and stuck his claws up in here and started pulling himself up to pull up on top. I go, no, he's going to rip my shade cloth up. It was pretty. Well, anyway, back to the Reggie story. So he leaves the shade cloth and he goes directly to a little table I had set with some little tiny seedlings. The last seeds that I had, they finally came up. The others, I lost them all last year and this year, and there was the last few seeds, and they came up, and I was so excited. And he jumped up on the table and pulled the table down, and all the little seedlings went scattered everywhere. I tried to rescue them. I don't know if they're going to survive or not. I just went ahead, since they were all busted out of the pot, and planted them in here. And I don't... Oh, I see one, two. They're a red... I think they're called a red corn poppy. They're little tiny plants. You probably can't even see them. But anyway, he is definitely my mischief maker. And of the two cats, he's the one that goes in the greenhouse and potties, and then it makes it stink in there. I get so upset with him. I would love to be able to just floor it with bricks, maybe someday, if I'm still here. So anyway, yeah, I think I'm going to rename Reggie the Mischief Maker. I could probably harvest some of that rosemary there, but you know, I really don't need any rosemary right now. It usually gets even taller, but I had harvested it pretty good, gave it a good haircut last fall, and used some of it in some hair stuff I was doing. I'll just get it as I need it to make I make my own shampoo, and I've been using a vinegar I make for rinsing my hair. And I have some oils if I want to deep condition it, but I don't think I'm going to harvest any of that. I've got all kinds of little blackberry vines coming up. Those new shoots, they are great. I need to get out here and harvest them while they're little and tender. And then I dry those and I make a wonderful tea. It tastes kind of like black tea, but not as bitter. And it has a lot of medicinal purposes and qualities to it as well. Here's more. I also could dig up some of my yellow dock root, but you know, I'm not up to it. I'm getting where I can't do all the stuff that I used to do. Maybe I'll get where I can, but now the skullcap looks great, but skullcap is not ready to harvest because I only had 2 little bunches. But it's not ready to harvest until it blooms, and then just as it starts blooming, then you can start harvesting. So even though it's tall and looks like you could whack it off and harvest it, you don't want to do that with skullcap. Look at my Rose of Sharon. Isn't that pretty? You can eat that too, but I'm not going to. I just want that one for aesthetic value. It's so pretty. And my lavender's not ready. It's not blooming yet, but it's saying, hi, notice me, but doesn't have any flowers yet. My potatoes are not an herb, but boy, they're growing like crazy. I've got to get some dirt and get out here and layer some more dirt on top, even my second. And I've got another bag. I need to plant my 3rd bag pretty soon. So I've just got a lot in front of me, a lot that I need to do. Way back down in there's another little pot. I just harvested that before I picked up the camera. There was quite a bit. It was poking up here. Its long heads trying to look over the top of the lavender plant, but poor little plant, I cut it down. It'll have to grow some more to see over the top of the lavender. Look at my nasturtiums. Yeah, Resurrection Sunday, I gave a bunch of seeds to my daughter because she wanted to, and I told her how to make the tincture. She wants to grow some, so because she liked the antibiotic that it makes. So she's starting to learn some of this stuff now, which I'm really excited about. Okay, I need to get back and finish harvesting my chocolate mint. And then let me show you what I'm going to harvest next. I have calendula plants scattered all over. I'm going to harvest. There's a few there. I love the dark orange ones like that. The darker the color of a plant, the more medicine you have. Look at that humongous artichoke plant. There's actually 3 little ones to the side of it, but the one in the middle got so big that it's kind of covering the other. Ooh, there's a little bird that was in the garden. I'm not even going to go in there with one hand. It's hard to open the gate, but I've got a bunch more calendula to harvest there. And, oh, by the way, there's a artichoke growing in the middle of that, and hopefully some more will be coming. Here, I came on in and decided to show you. You might like to see. See? It's actually a pretty good sized one. Right, but it'll get bigger. I don't suppose you would call an artichoke plant an herb, but yeah, you would, because it's part of the thistle family, and like milk thistle's really good for the liver, and actually artichokes are good for the liver too. Probably not as powerful as like your milk thistle leaves and stuff. And speaking of herbs, this is marshmallow that's coming back from last year. It's not blooming or anything. It's not big enough where I'm going to harvest it. Just kind of showing you some as I think about. I've got more around here too, but as I'm walking around, I'll see something and I'll just turn on the camera. These are some volunteer calendula, and I'm going to let them open a little more. I might, I think I'll harvest I have a little bit on the table, but I think I'm going to finish harvesting my calendula later. Let those open up a little bit. And I think I'm going to stop. I'm starting to wear down. Of course, I haven't even had breakfast yet. I'm up and busy. So I probably need to, my tea is probably cold. I haven't even had my tea yet this morning. It was just so beautiful out here, and I got to harvesting. But I want to show you one last thing. Well, it's not one last thing, because I found something else while I was over here getting my chocolate mint. That's my self-meal. I can't even talk this morning. Self-heal. It's starting to grow back. Remember, the cats got in there and dug, and then it was kind of getting root bound, and I put a big, nice clump back in there, and I knew it would come back pretty good, because self-heal grows pretty easy. So I will have plenty to harvest later. Really, the flowers are the most medicinal on the self-heal, but I use flowers and leaves. Okay, now, hopefully one more thing. Okay, this is what I wanted to end it with. Some of the stuff that I've picked. I started to pick some calendula, you can see there, but I think I'm going to finish that later today or tomorrow, and just work on getting these cleaned up and ready for I have a big hang dryer thing that I like for herbs. It just is much better than my hardcore food dryer. So herbs need to dry very gently. And I have some videos on that dryer from last year when I got it. I had a friend that gave it to me. It's a little used, but that's okay. It's great. Anyway, I hope that you all had a blessed Resurrection Sunday. And you say, what are you talking about? Well, I guess that's what supposedly Easter is. That's a whole nother subject. But anyway, I had family over that day. We had a great time. Family's very, very important. And anyway, I will catch you all later. Please give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel. And bye for now.